Hi, I'm Phil Alessi Jr., fourth generation Alessi Bakery. Been in business now 111 years and looking to continue our legacy in the bakery business.
Alessi Bakery has been a longtime Tampa staple. They have reached out to Altieri Insurance Consultants on multiple occasions over the last 30 years to help them with their property insurance claims. In this particular property claim that happened in July of 2023, the back area of the building was severely damaged by fire.
So the night that fire happened, I was actually driving with my son, about 30 minutes out, and just a lot of things going through my mind, trying to get to the location, and really, worried about the integrity of our business, our staff, our, just the community. When I arrived on the scene, it was pretty hectic. Fire trucks everywhere, some of the employees that live in the neighborhood around. It's just like, wow, what am I going to do next? It's a pretty stressful situation. And then, dealing with, all of a sudden we're getting all these calls from these restoration companies and just how they can help us. And it's like, like I said, I got a call from Joe, and it's like, just the bells rang because we have a relationship, and I know what a wonderful job they did for us before. But, then every step of the way, they walked us through it. It's just, that's not our business. Our business is baking brownies and making people happy. So when they came along, it was just God sent that, I felt so comfortable knowing that at the end of the day, I didn't have to worry about, the I's being dotted and the T's being crossed, because that's what they do. So it took a lot of that stress level away, and especially getting into it, it's like, wow, these guys, they've even stepped it up from 20 years ago, because, man, they're so methodical, they're so on point. It's just a wonderful situation where I can focus with my staff to basically run the business, and they handled everything else, for construction workers coming in and getting us back up, from electrical, and getting our staff feeling comfortable that, hey, they got a place to come to work when they're not going to be laid off because we're only down 3 days. So it was just a very comforting factor to know that I had the Altieris on my side to basically make this happen and wrap things up and get us back up and running.
So once Altieri stepped into the frame, there were 3 things we had to do. We had to get an idea of what Phil Alessi Jr. was going to need for his operation to remain in operations. We had to understand the depth of the damage that had taken place, and we had to understand what could be done in the meantime to help them reopen so that they can continue serving the Tampa community as they've done for decades before. We put plans together in the immediate hours after our involvement, and what was able to happen was within 3 or 4 days, their business was back open, running as though nothing had happened. However, behind the scenes, we were working to allow them to have the preparatory capabilities that they had lost due to the fire. The back area of the building was severely damaged by fire. This created a problem not just for the structural integrity of that area, but the smoke and soot that would have traveled through the entire building.
Something extremely important to Alessi's is obviously the smell of their bakery. This building has been added on over decades, which forms all types of chases and different connecting parts of the building. When the fire happens, there's a unique smell to that fire. That's carbon soot. So it was extremely important to take a fine-tooth comb to go through this building, identify all areas of damage, and try to make sure that the proper methods were put in place and paid for by the insurance company. Some of the forms of repairs that the carrier likes to put upon you is to encapsulate the smoke, which is to seal it into the material, or to deodorize with a different type of smell that mixes with the soot. That is not a pre-loss condition, and of course for a bakery like this, that could be devastating. So it was very important that we took the time to, with our experts, with our teams, to come in and identify all damage and how to properly remove the smoke instead of.
So as the adjustment process unfolded, our adjusters did a phenomenal job in gaining settlements that allowed Alessi Bakery to make the repairs necessary and keep their business operable. But as time went by, it became clear that the adjustment wasn't being handled exactly as Florida statutes and Florida conduct codes would require, because certain areas of depreciation were taken on the building. Now, that's a common adjustment process on most claims, but in Florida, when you have a commercial loss that's damaged by fire and it's insured by what they call a domestic carrier, they're not allowed to take depreciation on building losses. The adjusters did their normal process by adjusting the claim and taking depreciation. Now, this adjuster was from out of state, so chances are he did not know that Florida requires them to make the full payment without deduction for depreciation. So we have pursued the balance of that money, and we're very confident it will be delivered.
When I initially spoke with the adjuster that was originally handling this claim, one thing that just was very alarming and very concerning is that he started throwing out values to me before even coming out. He hasn't even seen the property. He hasn't been out here. He hasn't seen any pictures. And he was throwing out values saying, hey, Mr. Alessi, you better not be writing an estimate for X amount. And as I said, this was very, very concerning. And once I heard this gentleman talking like that, I knew right off the bat that he was not looking out for Mr. Alessi's.
At Altieri, we work only for the property owner or business owner. The insurance company will have their team of adjusters level the playing field by having your own representatives. We understand how to document the building damage. In this case, there was business personal property, there was spoilage of food and product, as well as loss of income. We have the team of adjusters, building consultants, in-house accountants, and personal property inventory specialists to capture the full extent of your claim, presenting it to the insurance company, and having the best results possible. It's important to document your claim and present your claim to the insurance company. Naturally, they have their team of experts, adjusters, and any type of professional that they need to document their case as to why they want to pay what they want to pay for. Having an adjuster that has the resources on your side wins the day, because we're able to show the insurance company why they owe what they owe. So the end result was to understand the business's priorities, and that was to resume operations, be able to put the right documentation effort together to present to the insurance company, keep their business moving, keep their employees working, but still capture the full amount of damage and get the best settlement possible.
I want to really sincerely thank the Altieris. Protect our legacy and our future of our business. I would really highly recommend them, not only for the business aspect of it. You get more than that. It's a family business. I'm the fourth generation. They're generational with his children running the business now, and it's like a perfect situation as far as relationship, because it's not only about the business. The trust factor, because I have a relationship with a legacy family as the Altieris, that it's relatable, and the performance from the past that they've done for us is a perfect situation. So I really highly recommend the Altieris to basically handle any kind of insurance needs that you may. If you ever have a situation where you have a disaster or catastrophe of any nature, please get with Altieri, because I highly recommend them to get you up and running as soon as possible, maximize on your claims, first class, very knowledgeable, and I would, like I said, I highly recommend them.
Altieri is the partner property owners rely on.